Hi everybody. A few weeks ago I sat down with Matt Robinson to discuss the benefits that he's been experiencing from having regular hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Matt, I just want to thank you for sharing your journey. It's not been an easy one, but I really appreciate the fact that you've chosen to do it. Here's his story. So we're chatting obviously today to discuss the benefits that hyperbaric oxygen has had for you.
Yeah.
What would you say has been that benefit for you?
Well, from when we met, I remember coming the first time, still in a bad way, really. For those who don't know why I came, I was diagnosed in February of this year with Guillain-Barre syndrome, and it's a nerve damage disease virus. Rendered me hospitalised for a long period, turning me off basically. After a long period in hospital, my nerves started to come back. It left me with a lot of pain, inability to really sort of live a normal life. Recovery is slow, and I was expected maybe 2 years to achieve some level of normality back. You know, my recovery was going well, but I was still, by the time I met you,
It was July, wasn't it?
I think it was July, about a month after I'd been out of hospital.
When did you get out?
I got out in June.
Okay.
So the middle of June, I was let go from a rehabilitation centre in Leamington. That was the CIRU, so the Central England Recovery Unit. And when we speak about recovery and what this has done for my recovery, since June to now, we're only 5 months, isn't it? From 4 or 5 months?
August, September, 3?
Yeah.
3.5.
I was told maybe up to 2 years I could achieve a full recovery, but everything after that, pretty much the damage is done. Guillain-Barre, from what I know, has had a lot worse effect on a lot more people. I'm one of the very, very lucky ones. I'm very, very lucky. But I also can't take away the benefit of what the oxygen tank did for me. Like I was saying before, movement, repetition, getting the muscle memory back, because Guillain-Barre switches everything off. For a long period of time, I couldn't move. I was what they call locked in. That was just like the weirdest feeling. So it left stiffness, muscle fatigue. I lost a hell of a lot of weight, something like 8 stone while I was in hospital. I lost. So I just felt very weak all the time. Everything sort of hurt when I moved. Sleeping was the only time I could just get away from it all. Having heavy clothing on me or anything like that, everything was painful. I felt all the time like I needed a really good massage, but I couldn't bear the thought of anybody putting any pressure on my body. I met yourself July, and I think I came in here with a walking stick, looking like a 90-year-old. Sort of.
You were very grey. I remember just thinking, crikey, you were in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, it knocked me for 7. Way past 6.
We did a consultation, didn't we? And we sent it off to the experts, and they were the ones that said, yes, that was fine, because we wanted to check on your medication as well, didn't we?
I wanted to make sure that it was safe for somebody with my condition to go in. And I felt, really confident you'd done all that. That helped me out, helped me relax, because this thing looks like a time machine. I've never seen anything like it before. But because of where I was mentally, physically, emotionally, I was willing to try anything, because I thought after the sort of negative side of, I got home, I'm looking at Guillain-Barre, what it does to people, and I'm thinking, oh great, this has ruined me. I'm going to have a very difficult rest of my life. So I was willing to try anything, and I came here, we had a chat, and I think I came back a couple of days later, didn't I? And had my first treatment. I was nervous,
Yeah.
You know, like I think anybody would be climbing into this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But I felt very
And you
comfortable.
fitted fine, didn't you? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
you're
a big
tall,
guy.
aren't
I'm
you?
6'4", and I said I had problems at hospital with comfort. I had problems at home with comfort. I used to not like anything too heavy on myself. But anyway, getting in here, it was comfortable. It's a nice space. It isn't frightening. I'm not claustrophobic. I don't think even if you were with the big glass there, it doesn't feel like I'm locked in. I sort of imagine myself like at the top of a mountain, breathing loads of clean air, and just after being told by yourself what it does for me, you know, the oxygen getting into the system, the red blood cells helping the stem cells, speeding up the process of recovery naturally. I was all keen and ready to go.
I think it just made sense, didn't it? Because just so people know, being at pressure, we take you down to 5 meters below sea level. So what that does is enables the oxygen to go into your cerebral spinal fluid, to go into your blood plasma, and to go into your lymphatic system. So these are all systems that would have been affected.
Yeah, but they're also part of the recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Them being at their peak is when I'm going to recover the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being able to move, being able to breathe through the movement.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have moments where if I was going to walk anywhere, I'd hold my breath because the pain was that bad. You know, so it was really sort of, when I came in and I was all looking grey, I think medication was making me feel movement, everything felt like a marathon. Crossing a road was like crossing a mile river and a swim or something. It was really
Big,
bad.
And I remember, was it about 3 days in, you were you almost back to walking without?
I think
It was quite quick, wasn't it?
within a week I'd not thrown away, but I'd put away the stick because again I didn't want to get it and make it sort of a habit. So I felt like after even a couple of sessions in here that my energy levels had increased. Not only my energy but my mood.
Yeah.
You know, because thinking about it too much or not thinking about it enough, not being able to come to terms with it.
Yeah.
But coming here having an hour to myself, for myself, by myself. My prayers were, you know, helping. Music. I felt really comfortable.
And then you went into the
red light. Red light therapy. Remember I said about being massaged?
Yeah.
And not. It's like I feel like I needed it. I'm a barber, so I always used to go to a chiropractor and have a good old crack and, you know, have some tension relieved. But I couldn't bear the thought of being touched. Going into the red light felt like every muscle just felt relaxed. You know, I was. It wasn't like a sauna I'd ever had before. You go and it's all steam and it's all moisture and it's not. I don't like that. I get the benefit of it, but the red light therapy, I'd never had anything like it before. Absolutely, like I'd sit in there for half an hour?
20 minutes, half an
20
hour.
minutes, half an hour.
And then you came out and you'd be like,
Absolutely
you just went really hot, didn't you?
But everything felt relaxed, and like I said about being able to move, because all the neurologists and physiotherapists, they'd say repetition, Matt, you've got to keep moving, keep doing these movements and you'll be able to build up the strength in the muscle and you'll get better. Without the red light therapy and without the treatment, I wasn't able to move because it was too painful. So I was on loads of medication and then I might move a little bit, but then I'd have to sleep for a day because, you know, I'd just get away from the pain and switch off. I could come here, sleep in there for an hour. Even if I didn't sleep, I used to go in there just wriggle my toes.
Yeah.
Because it was the only time I could wriggle my feet.
Yeah.
But because of the wriggling, they got stronger. So when I was walking, they weren't as painful. And it was like, why wasn't I told about this before? Why couldn't I do this before? What are we now? 15 somewhat treatments in?
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be 15, maybe 16. And I'm like, I would not be where I am now, in the position I am in now, with the abilities I have now.
Didn't you kick a ball around?
Yeah, I can play football with my son, you know. And coming out of hospital, I couldn't do nothing. I was still I couldn't walk up the stairs on my own. We had to have a banister fitted because I had no energy to get up the stairs. I've got a 16-month-old boy now, but he was just a year old and I missed out on quite a bit. But able to get back there, I never thought I'd be able to pick him up, let alone walk up the stairs with him, let alone go in the garden and kick football with my other son, Elijah. Life changing.
So what was it, you said to me that earlier about you went back for a checkup?
Yeah, I went to see my first appointment with the neurologist consultant, Dr. Chatziarakis, and he was there pretty much throughout the whole experience. He was fully aware of, I wouldn't say he's a Guillain-Barre expert if they exist, but he knows what he's talking about. And he kept me on a level field the whole time I was there. He said he'd got certain expectations, things for me to sort of have a think about, what I can do, what I'll be able to do. So he gave me an appointment for, I think, 8 weeks after I was discharged, maybe 12 weeks.
So that must have been end of August time?
Yeah.
September?
Sort of late August. I can't remember the date.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got to the hospital, went back to Siru, sat in the waiting room. He walked past, and I was kind of like, all right. He kind of looked at me, and then came back and looked again. Came back and looked a third time and was like, you're Matt? And I was like, yeah, I'm Matt. And he was gobsmacked because of his expectation and experience with people that have had the condition. He didn't expect me to walk into his office. He said, who did you come with? I said, I drove. And he's like, you drove? We did all these tests, movement tests, strength tests. Out of a 1 to 5 scale, 5 being the top, I think everything he got me through was on a 5. He was taking some serious notes, and I was like, yes, I'm still doing medication, but I have been having hyperbaric treatments. I've been having red light therapy. Obviously, like, I still do my fitness once a week, go to the gym with my dad. Eating healthy is really important. Staying positive is really important. But it all sort of gelled together, everything mixed in with each other really nicely. It took a lot of pressure off being able to just sit and focus, knowing I'm doing all I can.
Yeah.
I can't control this. This has got a hold of me. But what can I do for myself?
Yeah.
And because of you and the tank and the therapy, I've taken maybe 13 months off of my recovery time. I shouldn't be where I am now. Even my neurologists are like, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be able to walk in it. You know, we're really happy that you can, but they were looking at over 2 years worth of this. And I couldn't live with that. I'm not that guy. I had to do something. I'm too stubborn to be in a mobility scooter, which I had to use when I first came out. Then I had the walking frame. Then I had a wheelchair. And then I was on the walking stick. I didn't want any of that. To be able to get in and then walk out of this door, cross the road, get back to the shop, I can't explain it, what it's done for me. I'm on my own testimony to it. It helped huge. Anybody with similar things really should consider it. It's not even don't even consider it, just get involved, get in. You know, you see the differences it makes for yourself. I don't find it hard to believe because, you know, you've been all helpful and honest with me all the way through it.
And then I have to bug you to come in.
Yeah, because
now
life
life's
gets
gone
back.
on.
Yeah, life just carries on, doesn't it? And again, you know, everything I was worried about 6 months ago hasn't happened. You know, it's kind of like, don't beat yourself up. Use all of that energy and all of that sort of thought to focus on getting better.
Yeah.
Because that's really, I had no choice. I didn't ask to get the virus. I didn't ask to become so ill. It's weird because now I feel really lucky. And I feel really lucky to have had the time to get my life back into focus. I feel really lucky that I've had guys at the shop helping me out, my family. I've had friends, Tasha and people making food so that my diet's good, and I'm just trying to stay healthy. Honestly, meeting you and having this treatment has made such a difference. You know, I wouldn't be safe. I'd probably still be at home complaining about the pains getting on my missus' nerves. And Maisie's been there with me, you know, she's helped. So it's important to have good people around you, focus on getting better, use your time to pray and get your mind right, because you can't hold what's not in your hands, is what I said. I had no control over it. All I could do was seek the help, and the help came.
And I think from my point of view, when I heard about your story, I think I was on holiday when I first heard about it in March. I remember messaging Brian, because we'd never met, we'd never even spoke, we didn't know. I knew of your business, but that was it. And I remember seeing a post by Brian, and I knew in the back of my mind, something just instinctively said to me, you're going to need to get in touch with you. But I hadn't got my chamber, and at that point I was like, I know it's coming, and then I just remember messaging it had arrived, and I remember messaging Brian, and he just said, message Matt and tell him that we're friends.
Yeah.
And
he did.
And somebody else had said to contact about it as well, hadn't they, to you?
I think there was a couple of people that were like, there was well, I wasn't in contact with a lot of people.
Sure.
But yeah, people did reach out and say, go and get help. There is help. There's a place around the corner that does treatments, and that's all I knew of it. It wasn't until you directed a message to me yourself, and I thought, yeah, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
You know, don't be nervous about when people ask to help. You know, I was just shocked at all of the support I was receiving. Again, like I said, it made me feel and realise how lucky I am to have people out there that wanted to help.
Yeah.
So, as stubborn as I can be sometimes to try and just do it myself, again, use that energy and focus on something positive.
But I think this is also probably coming in here now, you probably have a really good understanding of when you need to come back.
Yeah.
When you know that your body might be getting to another level and needs a bit more help.
Yeah, there are times, like we said, I got back to work quite quickly. When I told the doctor that I'd gone back to work, he was like, and you're able to work? I'm like, yeah, you know, I feel confident. I have like my ups and down days. I still have pains, you know, I still have discomforts, but not as severe as they were. The spasms and things seem to have stopped. But I can go back to work and I can peak in the middle of the day and I'm fine and I'm really buzzing because I love what I do. But by the end of the night, I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, rest, get your rest. Rest will come. I go back to work and I forget, and I think kind of felt cheeky just coming back here and saying, oh hello, I'm just going to jump in here. But being able to sort of remember, or remember not to just lose sight of what you're trying to do. I've still got a lot of recovery to go. Yeah, of course. But I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now. I mean, anywhere near. You know? I find it difficult to explain because I've never gone through anything like this before, where from to where I am now, incredible, absolutely incredible.
That's the power of the oxygen.
It must be something. So I've read about it, and they say we only get something like 6% when we breathe normally. You know?
Yeah, probably about 21%. It can vary.
But going up to 100, like I said, that feeling of standing on top of a mountain, stretching, getting a good lungful, because Guillain-Barre turned my lungs off. I was on a tracheotomy. I was being kept alive on a oxygen breathing equipment. I caught pneumonia twice. So I had really bad breathing problems when I came out. Short of breath all the time. And that, again, energy levels, any mood changes. After 5 or 6 treatments, I was feeling a bit more like myself. Yeah. You know, I had a sort of drive again to get on with what I needed to get on with. I have my faith, I have, you know, solemn in that, and I can kind of just turn off from all the worries, but physically, and the mental, they're together, you know, the head.
Didn't you one day after, I remember you saying, I forgot to take my medication.
Yeah.
Isn't there one day you were like, I didn't need it?
Didn't need it, yeah. I mean, that's incredible, because I came out.
Because you sent me a picture, didn't you?
Yeah. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes coming out of boxes and pills. I've already tapered twice. Fingers crossed I could be medication free by Christmas.
Fingers crossed.
Even the doctor was like, incredible. But if you feel that way, then carry on. He wants and encourages me to keep staying positive. And when you have really good days and you think, yeah, I don't need any medication, from where I was to like, give me more, give me more. I can't feel my feet. I can't, I can't move my legs. I'm struggling to breathe. I need this. And then the antidepressants and things like that, I think they sort of mess with you a little bit. I didn't really sort of want to get into those. But like I said, just being in here gave me a chance to focus, gave me a chance to realise I'm in a really good position now. People are here to help. Kindness matters to me, and the kindness that you guys have shown. Never underestimate what one small thing, one positive thing can do to somebody, how you make someone feel. Because it really does make a difference, honestly, the difference you've made to my family life, to my personal life, to being able to get back to work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I said I'd try not to bawl my eyes out when we were talking about it.
I said, don't make me cry.
I thought, honestly, what can I say? I don't think I couldn't articulate how it's made me feel. But just I want to know how much I appreciate it. My family do as well. Especially my boy. I mean, he's young enough not to remember it, but my other kids still. They got their dad back, I got me back. Yeah, feels really good. So
I'm glad it's helped.
Oh, it's definitely helped. 100% sped up my recovery to another level.
Thank you for talking to us.
That's all right,
Really appreciate it.
No, I really appreciate you. I just hope that anybody watching gets over the fear of trying something different. Don't dwell on ifs, buts and maybes. Do something for you. Do something for yourself. Get in touch. Because I'm pretty sure you could help them.
I'm pretty sure we could too. I think it's just, hearing people's stories, and especially yours. And I'm very grateful for you sharing this. I know it's not been easy.
No, it's a difficult talk. Yeah, it's a difficult talk.
Thank you.